and welcome to Food Without Borders. Today we'll be making a pistachio milk which I have spiced with a little bit of cardamom. Now this milk is so ridiculously simple to make and it's vegan, dairy-free. I've been fighting a cold all last week and this has been my go-to beverage. It is filling, you can have it warm or cold, so let's get started with the ingredients. So to make this recipe, you really need a handful of ingredients, and the first ingredient that you would need is some raw pistachios that I have soaked in filtered water overnight. And I emphasize that you use filtered water only because tap water sometimes has an aftertaste and you want your nut milk to be of its purest form. So make sure to use filtered water. Then I have some pitted dates, and these are medjool dates. I have some ground cardamom here, and I'm using 1/8 teaspoon of ground cardamom only because I want the flavors of the pistachio also to come through. And then I have salt, and this would be a pinch of salt, water. This is also bottled water, which is filtered water, and some cheesecloth to strain the milk. Alright, the first step would be to strain these pistachios. I am not going to use the water that I have used to soak them in. So there you go. Then I'm going to dump them all into the blender. In goes the pistachio. Let me just move this aside. Oh my gosh. Yeah, well, like I said, making a mess is my key skill. Goes the cardamom. And now a pinch of salt. This is how a pinch of salt looks like. And then I'm going to pour all the water. This is about 3 cups of water. Get the lid here, turn it on. This blender kind of likes to bark at me sometimes. My husband likes to call it the user error. So this is all done, and now I will clean up all this mess and then we'll come back and strain this. Now, if I look like I have a lot of white fuzzy on me, that's because I was in war with this cheesecloth. I usually use a nut bag, but I can't find my nut bag, so I had to resort to a cheesecloth. I think it should work. Let's see. So I am going to ever so gently pour a little bit of the pistachio milk into the cheesecloth and then squeeze it until all the liquid slowly pours out. And this would strain all the residue and leave you with just the creamier milk. So how about I finish this part, because this will take a little bit of time, and then come back and we'll do the tasting. Oh my gosh, folks, we are back. I never thought I would come back to do the tasting because straining it with the muslin cloth, oh no, the cheesecloth was a mess. It spilled all over the floor, and the anxiety that it gave me, oh my gosh. So here I am back, and we will be pouring this into this glass container or bottle, and then we'll taste it. Well, since I made a mess already, I am trying to be very careful while pouring this in. Look how thick this is, and this is about 3 cups of water. So if you would like it a little more thinner, then you can add another cup of water. I just like my pistachio milk way creamier, so that's a personal preference. Now I'm going to pour the rest of it into this glass. Cheers. I love the texture. It's thick, and that's how I like it. Now, I feel like the cardamom and the pistachio are like a perfect combination. You can use cinnamon, but in my opinion, the cardamom just brings out the flavors of the pistachio. It just emphasizes everything. Now, I like to zap it in the microwave for about 30 seconds to a minute and then have it warm. I have stored it in a bottle. You can leave this bottle refrigerated for about a week. Do give this recipe a try. Thank you so much for spending time with me, and I will see you next time. Bye.